LGBT rights advocate in the world. What would be your message to the Latvian politicians in order to improve the LGBT situation in this country? And also the message for the young LGBT people in this country. Thank you.
Well, it really goes along with what I've just been saying. In today's world, in today's economy, you don't have a person, a mind, an idea to waste. Whether it's women who are marginalized and left out of society in a lot of places in the world, or whether it's the LGBT community or any other marginalized group. That is like putting a big drag burden on your economy, because you're saying, you know, there are people we don't want to participate, that we don't want to be part of our society, so we're going to marginalize them, discriminate against them, maybe even drive them away. You know, I mean, I could sit here and for an hour tell you about the leading LGBT business people, artistic people, creative people, corporate executives. I could give you a long list in the United States. So the first point I would make is use the talent of every person you have. The second point is, you know, human rights should be human rights for everyone. And I travel the world over, as you know. I go to some places where women are considered less than fully human. I go to some places where people with disabilities are just totally written off. I go to a lot of places where the LGBT community is not only discriminated against, but subjected to violence and terrible abuses. Or I go to some places where a certain tribe, or a certain religious sect, or whatever, is viewed as somehow outside of the human rights definition. You know, it's 2012, and if we're going to really have freedom, it has to be freedom for everybody. You know, when my husband was here 18 years ago, he had a line in his speech that freedom without tolerance is freedom unfulfilled. And I see that everywhere. And I guess the final point I would make, because, you know, I have been a champion of women's rights, of the rights of the people with disabilities, of the LGBT community, for my adult life. And I would say, you know, you don't have to like somebody in order to respect them, in order to give them their human rights. It's all about, are we going to live together on this planet we share or not? Are we going to create space for people to be themselves or not? I mean, I look out at this audience, and there are different hairstyles and different modes of dress, and you're all sort of displaying, in a way, who you are, what your identity is, what you think about yourself. And I believe that each and every one of you should have the right to fulfill your own God-given potential. So I would hope that whether it's in Latvia or anywhere else in the world, your freedom was so hard fought that you would not engage in discrimination against any part of your society, and that, of course, includes the LGBT community.
I have to say that there are people following us on Twitter and Facebook as well, and Lauris is in charge of that.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions here. This one comes from